Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask the Experts here on 570 News Radio. Faisal Susiwala is with us once again. He was recently named the #1 RE/MAX agent worldwide in terms of sales volume and number of homes sold, the author of the book, The Real Deal, billion-dollar real estate broker as well. Welcome back to the show, Faisal, and thanks for giving us some of your time today and happy holidays as well.
Happy holidays. Thanks for having me on, Brock.
Happy to have you here. Listeners, if you're interested in any of the information we discuss over the next hour, you can reach out to Faisal. Start your journey at homeshack.com. You can call Faisal directly as well, 519-624-5555, or email works as well, faisal@homeshack.com. We'll also be uploading the show to the 570 News Radio website for you to listen to again. You can click on the Listen tab, and it will take you there. So, Faisal, 2024 quickly coming to an end, a year of rate reductions from the Bank of Canada, some resurgence in the real estate market. What are you expecting for 2025 when it comes to real estate here in the province? I guess we could take a look at it and the region as well.
Things are heading in the right direction from a price perspective for sellers, which means that it's going to be a little bit more expensive for buyers to enter the market coming into the spring market. And that's one of the reasons that we've been suggesting to buyers that regardless of the rates being a little bit higher than what they would have liked to have seen, it's still a great opportunity to enter the market at a substantial price savings over what the prices were back in 2022.
Hey, Faisal, can I just stop you for a second?
Mhm.
Sorry, I had double sound coming through there. So
Sure.
let me just, I'm just going to dump this. My apologies. I
Yeah, no
clicked on it
worries.
and we'll start it up again, and then
Yeah, no
we'll be
problem.
good to go. Yeah, I wouldn't want that in the background. So,
Mhm.
all right, we'll try that again. Okay, so first section coming down in three, two, one. Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask the Experts here on 570 News Radio. Faisal Susiwala is with us once again. Faisal was recently named the #1 RE/MAX agent worldwide in terms of sales volume and number of homes sold. He's also the author of the book, The Real Deal, billion-dollar real estate broker. Welcome back to the show, Faisal, and happy holidays.
Thanks for having me on, Brock. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you very much. Listeners, if you're interested in any of the information we discuss over the next hour, please reach out to Faisal. You can start your journey at homeshack.com. You can call Faisal directly as well, 519-624-5555, or by email, faisal@homeshack.com. We will also be uploading the show to the 570 News Radio website for you to listen to later on. You can click on the Listen tab to take you there. Faisal, 2024 quickly coming to an end. It's a year of rate reductions from the Bank of Canada, some resurgence in the real estate market as well. What are you expecting for 2025 when it comes to real estate here in the province and the region as well?
It's looking very good for sellers coming into 2025. We've, been dealing with lower prices than what we were accustomed to in the beginning of 2022. We've seen that decline in values. Now we're seeing the decline in rates, which is translating into more offers on properties that are being listed, higher selling prices, and that trend I expect will continue into the spring. Again, another reason for buyers to seriously look at entering the market now, regardless of the rates being a little bit higher. Of course, we have our rate announcements that are pending. We have another one coming out in January. So with these drops in rate, it can only mean that prices will start increasing. And I wouldn't necessarily wait for, that herd movement to get into the market, get ahead of it, because you are definitely going to be happy you did so, especially if you look at what we're expecting by the end of next year. RE/MAX has announced that they expect a 5% increase in the average price of a home. Our region certainly is expected to do better than that. Sales will definitely be up as well. So a lot of that pent-up demand and sideliners will start entering the market.
And it's great to know. Are we talking when we're looking at the numbers? Is it first-time home buyers? Is it a mixture of buyers, the people that are downsizing, moving up? Where do you see the numbers coming from?
So there are several different areas that the numbers will come from. First of all, yes, first-time home buyers are now in a position to start entering the market. They've saved up some money. The rates are starting to align affordability. Then we're looking at the move up or move down population. So those who wanted to upsize but were not able to due to getting the prices that they wanted for their homes are now saying, okay, well, it's close enough. And if they're moving up, they might actually benefit because there's a price lag where the increase doesn't occur in the higher end homes as quickly as it does in the average price point home. So there is an opportunity there. Now, and then there's that section of the population that is moving down or just selling and not buying again, either going into retirement lodge, selling their principal residence, buying a place in Florida and renting in Canada. So there's that population that is now seriously considering getting back into the market because their losses would not be as significant. And remember, if it's your principal residence, if you can gain $50,000 by waiting a year, that's $50,000 tax-free money, and it was worth waiting. And we had been advising many people that were not turning around and buying a home immediately to wait and not sell right away. And lastly, we're seeing that investment and investor population resurface, especially with GIC rates coming down, deposit rates coming down. There's now it makes sense to put money back into real estate, although they may not be looking at cash flow, they're counting on appreciation and at least something that's breaking even or close to breaking even.
Okay, and that's good for us to be able to look at that and a little bit of crystal ball to get an idea of where we're going to be looking at as we head into 2025 because we know it's been crazy the last couple of years that we've been talking about this and it's nice to see things are starting to turn around.
Yes.
For those already we're already in the market and we've got our homes. We know that this time of year, with it comes its own set of challenges related to the elements and protecting our homes as well too. If you were to give advice when it comes to winterizing your home, what are you looking at, and what are some of the best bangs for your buck, I guess, when it comes to winterizing?
So, winter creeped up on us pretty quickly after not expecting it to come. And of course, we've seen some milder weather this week. So there's a few items that I always suggest that people think about, which we may not think about instantly, is ceiling drafts. So weather stripping, caulking around windows, putting the, 3M plastic on drafty windows. You'd be shocked at how much heat is actually lost through those items, and just sealing that up will first of all give you a nice warm feeling, and of course you'll see that translate into your monthly bills as well. Take the time now to inspect the heating systems.
Right.
Change
Right.
your furnace filter. Just get it serviced, oiled, check the thermostat, make sure the batteries are working so you don't come to a cold home after you've been away for the weekend because the thermostat didn't kick in. So it's not just the actual mechanical items that you need to check on the furnace itself, but check the thermostat. The batteries do run out, and that's very important to stay on top of. Insulating pipes. Water pipes that are exposed, even if something's running through sort of a garage or a cold cellar that may have been installed after the fact, it's so important to have those things also covered and insulated. Gutters, and if you're doing your gutters right now, be very careful or get a professional to do it. But the ice damming. Because if
Right.
gutters are
Right.
blocked, you will get ice buildup and then gets into in between the layers of your shingles and your plywood, and then causes frost, which then leaks through the plywood into your home. And again, just a real nuisance. You could have mold, drywall repair, insulation repair. So again, a little bit of precaution will go a long way. Um, Inspecting those loose shingles.
Mhm.
You'd be surprised at what one windstorm can do to a lifted shingle, and just tacking it down can save you hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars worth of cost. insulation inside of the attic, it gets blown around because it is vented. And often we don't realize that that insulation needs to be resurfaced or packed. And again, get a professional in so you don't go through the ceiling, and get someone that knows what they're doing just to give it a once over, poke your head up into the attic, make sure there's no little critters running around, that type of thing, because they will look for nice warm areas, and your attic seems to be one of those places where they like to hide out. And then protect your outdoor features.
Mhm.
So drain hoses that, exterior valves that you have, drain them, shut the water off outside. That's extremely important. Even something that you might think, well, it's not really outside, but it's in the garage. Your garage is not heated, so there's a good chance it could frost. And then just check out any of the furnishings that you leave outside. Make sure they're covered. Tarp them, patio furniture, barbecues, air conditioning units. Just put some tarps on them or put a cover on. You can go on to many of the websites and buy these covers that are made for your units, or just a simple tarp with some rope around it will also do the trick. So any of these precautions will save you hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars in the springtime when you open it up again.
Great advice, and I like the fact that we talk. The winter doesn't seem to come in out of nowhere, so a lot of these jobs might not have been done ahead of time. But now that we've got a little bit of mild weather this week, you can get those things done on the weekend, and then you'll be ready for it when the winter blows
Right.
back in again. We've got
I
a few minutes left before the end of this first segment, and I was going through the pre-show notes, and the one thing that came across that you knew it was going to happen sooner or later. The idea of whether or not Amazon could have the answer to the high home prices. Maybe you can walk us through what their plan is right now.
Yeah, so we've talked about in our past shows about tiny homes and how we have manufacturing companies both locally and outside of our region that have these tiny homes that are 80,000, 100,000, 150,000. They can come and have a kit and install it in your backyard. Well, it's interesting. Amazon is actually now offering two-story tiny homes under $50,000, which is very interesting because if you've got a lot that can accommodate, or if you've severed a lot, especially in our area where the average price of a home is between 750 to $800,000, wouldn't it be cool to have an Amazon truck pull up with a tiny home attached to it, and it gets plopped into your backyard? But it's a very real possibility that are being dropped off. Now they offer full kitchen, bathroom, balconies, room for a patio, bedroom setups. Like everything is set up like large windows, sunrooms, rooftop terraces. Like it is incredible. And just out of curiosity, I hopped on to Amazon to see exactly what the specifications of these homes were. I mean, there's full lighting, HVAC systems,
Wow.
kitchen setups, right down to the kitchen, the granite, it's all in. And the kit value is $50,000, which is quite interesting. And it'll be interesting to see. And they're built to Canadian and American code. So
Okay.
that is another interesting factor, that it's coming fully sort of specced out to be able to get an approval to park in your backyard or on a severed lot, which then you could probably sell it if you wanted to.
There you go. There you go. What a great and the holidays are coming up. If it'll fit in Santa's sleigh, you never know.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Listen, we're coming up on a break here on Ask the Experts. When we come back, some big news on the way for renters as well as for landlords as well. Stay with us here on 570 News Radio.